Hidden high in the Horn of Africa lies a country unlike any other, a land where time moves differently, where ancient traditions defy modern change, and where history isn't just remembered, it's still lived. This is Ethiopia, a country frozen in time. Section 1. Ancient Land of Origins. Long before pyramids, empires, or written language, there was Ethiopia. This land holds the very cradle of humanity, a place where our species took its first steps, not metaphorically, but literally. In the Great Rift Valley, a dramatic geological scar stretching across eastern Africa, history isn't buried, it's alive in the very soil. In 1974, paleoanthropologists uncovered something extraordinary: the fossilized remains of a female hominid, later named Lucy. She stood just over 3 feet tall, walked upright, and lived over 3.2 million years ago. Lucy belonged to Australopithecus afarensis, a species long extinct, but vital in our evolutionary chain. She wasn't the first human, but she was one of our earliest ancestors, and she was found here, in the ancient earth of Ethiopia. To this day, Lucy's discovery reshapes how we understand human evolution. Ethiopia is often referred to as the cradle of mankind, and with good reason. Other fossils, dating back nearly 4.4 million years, have also been found here, including addis, an even older hominid who may have walked upright and climbed trees. These valleys, these ancient rivers and cliffs, are like a time machine. The Omo Valley has yielded human remains dating back 195,000 years, the oldest known fossils of Homo sapiens. In other words, the earliest evidence of us, anatomically modern humans, comes from right here. These ancient people didn't just survive, they innovated. They fashioned tools from stone, controlled fire, and began forming the first seeds of society. Long before written history, Ethiopia was already writing the story of life, in bone, ash, and rock. But Ethiopia's ancient roots aren't limited to fossils. The land is scattered with mysterious stone monuments, like the Stele, giant engraved stones that hint at prehistoric beliefs, rituals, and burial practices. What do they mean? No one knows for sure. But they tell us this: humans were here, thinking, creating, long before most civilizations were born. In Ethiopia, the past is not forgotten. It lives on, in the faces of its people, the stories they tell, and the land beneath their feet. This isn't just history, it's human history, and it all began right here. Section 2. The Solitary Christian Kingdom. While much of Africa was carved into colonies, Ethiopia stood alone. A Christian kingdom, surrounded by Muslim neighbors, fiercely defending its faith and freedom. Deep in the mountains of Lalibela lie Rock-Hewn churches, carved from a single stone, like sculptures frozen in prayer. Built in the 12th century, they still echo with hymns sung in the ancient Gez language. Section 3. A language, a calendar, a time machine. Ethiopia doesn't just look ancient, it lives ancient. While the world follows the Gregorian calendar, Ethiopia follows its own, 13 months in a year. When the world entered 2025, Ethiopia was still in 2017. Even time runs differently here. Their clocks start at sunrise. 6 a.m. is considered 12 o'clock. Confused? That's the point. Ethiopia is a living time capsule. Section 4. Never colonized. When European powers carved Africa into colonies, Ethiopia refused. At the Battle of Adwa in 1896, Ethiopian warriors crushed a modern Italian army. It was a moment that shocked the world. A black African nation defeating a European empire. Ethiopia became a symbol of resistance and pride for oppressed people across the globe. Section 5. The Kingdom of Lions and Emperors. In Ethiopia, royalty wasn't just power, it was sacred. For over 3,000 years, emperors ruled this land, not as mere monarchs, but as descendants of gods and prophets. According to legend and Ethiopian tradition, the imperial line began with the union of King Solomon of Israel and the Queen of Sheba. Their son, Menelik I, is believed to have brought the Ark of the Covenant to Ethiopia, and with it, a divine right to rule. Whether myth or truth, this story shaped the identity of an entire nation. For centuries, emperors rose and fell, building churches, palaces, and fortresses. Gondar became a royal capital, a kind of African Camelot, with its stone castles still standing today. Across the mountains and deserts, the Ethiopian monarchy endured invasions, religious turmoil, and internal conflict, but never faded. Their symbol? The Lion of Judah, a regal beast representing courage, strength, and a direct link to the tribe of Judah from biblical times. Even today, it's more than a symbol. It's a heartbeat of Ethiopian identity. It appears on flags, coins, and within the hearts of those who remember the empire. Then came Haile Selassie, Ethiopia's most iconic emperor. Crowned in 1930, he was called King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. To the outside world, he was a modernizer. To Ethiopians, a guardian of tradition. And to millions of people in the Caribbean, especially in Jamaica, a living god. The Rastafarian movement, inspired by Selassie's rise, saw him as the Messiah, the second coming of Christ, foretold in prophecy. His face was painted on walls across the Caribbean. His words echoed in reggae music. Ethiopia became Zion. And Selassie, a symbol of black pride, dignity, and resistance to colonial oppression. In 1936, Italy, under Mussolini, invaded Ethiopia with chemical weapons and tanks. Haile Selassie went before the League of Nations to plead for justice. It is us today. It will be you tomorrow. His warning, sadly, was prophetic. Yet Ethiopia's spirit endured, and so did its emperor, returning in 1941 to reclaim his throne. In the decades that followed, Haile Selassie became a global statesman, forging alliances, supporting African unity, and modernizing his kingdom. He helped create the African Union, headquartered in Addis Ababa, and made Ethiopia a voice for the entire continent. But like all empires, this too would fade. In 1974, after famine, student revolts, and mounting pressure, Selassie was overthrown in a military coup. His once glorious palace became a prison, and the Solomonic dynasty, after 3 millennia, came to an end. Today, Emperor Haile Selassie rests in a cathedral in Addis Ababa, but the legacy of Ethiopia's emperors is far from buried. Their stories live in stone, in song, in faith, and in the eyes of those who still call this the land of lions. Section 6. Tribes that time forgot. In Ethiopia's remote south, modernity has not yet arrived. The tribes of the Omo Valley live much like their ancestors did. They paint their bodies with clay, wear elaborate beads, and stretch their lips with plates. Their lives are a mirror to humanity's ancient past. Raw, tribal, and untouched. Section 7. Land of Extremes. Ethiopia is a land of extremes. From the jagged Simien Mountains, the roof of Africa, to the hellish Danakil Depression, one of the hottest places on Earth. Here you'll find lava lakes, acid springs, and salt caravans. And in the highlands, the birthplace of coffee, where farmers still hand-pick beans as they have for centuries. Section 8. Struggle and Hope. Ethiopia has faced civil wars, famine, and strife, but it is also a country of resilience and rebirth. A new generation is rising, proud of their heritage, yet hungry for change. They build, they dream, They connect the ancient and the modern. Ethiopia isn't just frozen in time, it's also reaching for the future. Ethiopia is more than a chapter in a history book. It's a vibrant tapestry woven from threads of time, where every stone, every face, and every whisper of the wind tells a story. As we reach the close of our journey today, remember that this isn't merely a look at a country from long ago. It's an invitation to explore a living museum of the human spirit. In our fast-paced world, Ethiopia stands as a gentle yet persistent reminder. Sometimes, the most profound lessons are found in stillness, in the echoes of ancient voices, and in the continuity of traditions that refuse to fade away. Here, time is not the enemy of progress, it is the guardian of identity, holding memories that span millennia. Whether you're captivated by its rugged landscapes, mystified by its ancient relics, or inspired by the resilience of its people, Ethiopia offers us a window into a past that informs the present. It's a reminder that every era carries its own magic, and every story deserves to be cherished. We hope that this exploration sparks your curiosity, invites you to look beyond the surface, and inspires you to seek out the timeless beauty in your own corner of the world. Ethiopia is not just frozen in time, it's a legacy of endurance, innovation, and hope that continues to inspire us all. If you've been moved by this journey, take a moment to like the video, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. What part of Ethiopia's rich tapestry touched you the most? Let us know, and join us in uncovering more hidden stories from around the globe. Thank you for traveling with us today. Until our next voyage into a world where history and modernity embrace, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep exploring.